And welcome to this week's edition of Life Outdoors. I'm your host, Chris Reckling. Thank you for joining us here on Wavy Plus. If you've seen Life Outdoors before, you know that it's all about life here in Hampton Roads Outdoors. And today we're super excited, super pumped up to have a little something different for you today. We are joined now by guest Collin Graham, professional skater out of Virginia Beach. Collin, welcome to Life Outdoors.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Can't
so
wait to
before
talk.
we get started, I mean, let's tell everybody where you're at. I mean, you're from Virginia Beach, but where are you right now?
Currently in Colorado on a little last minute road skate trip with some friends.
When you say road skate trip, what does that mean exactly? Are you hunting new territory? Are you going to a festival? Or are you just hanging out with buddies skating?
We all kind of just piled in the car and made our way over here for this Whitewater River Festival they have, but there's plenty of stuff to skate along the way and in town, so kind of just making the most of fun and skate at the same time.
Have you skated there before?
Yep, they have a contest the past couple years that I've come to, but this year no contest, but we still want to come and have fun and take part in what the city like River Festival has to offer.
You've been at it for quite a while. You said you turned pro at 18 years old, right?
Yep. I've been traveling and competing probably since I was like 13-ish, but more like around the whole world as of like 18 when I turned pro.
How much do you still love it today?
Oh, I love the active skateboarding. There's some stuff that gets grueling and annoying. Like, I mean, traveling's great, but sometimes it's exhausting. And then the practice every day, just doing the same thing over and over can get exhausting. But that's why I do stuff like these road trips just to mix it up and break up the competitiveness and just have fun and relax with it.
So you skate every single day, is that right?
I probably used to, not so much anymore. Getting a little older, body's starting to hurt, so definitely gotta force some breaks in there to recover.
Okay, yeah, because if you don't know anything about skateboarding, or viewers out there, you guys take a lot of falls. You're a professional. You have to skate when you have to skate, and you have to push the limits every single time, and that
Yeah,
means your body takes its toll on it. I mean, it's tough.
it definitely does. It takes a special kind of crazy person to just fall over and over and over for hours on end every day, just for like 3 seconds of gratification. It's it's a lot, but that's what separates people that are really good from not, I guess, just willing to work for it and get hurt for it over and over.
Listen, now's a great time to talk about jackalope. We've got some. I shot some footage. I saw you on Friday night for the best trick, and also saw the finals. Just give me your thoughts on jackalope because you're a big star there.
Yeah. I love Jackalope. I think it's super amazing festival. Those guys from Canada, what they're doing, like pushing just all action sports, but centered around skateboarding. It's amazing. They had their events in Canada and started from the ground up and turned it into bigger contests with vert ramps and street courses, and then expanded to the US with the stop in Virginia Beach. And I couldn't be more stoked because I kind of came into that family right before they signed with Virginia Beach. So it was amazing to travel, like, or not have to travel, just be in my hometown for a contest for once. Because usually I have to travel and jet lag and all that stuff. But it's nice just to wake up and walk to the beach and have all the festival going on right there.
The energy is insane, and it's right on the beach in your hometown, and it's not just skating. It's also the slack line. It's the base jumping. It's the motocross. It's everything. It's a cool festival. Is there anything quite like it that you've been to? Because you go to these events all around the world.
Right. Not just like it. I mean, it's pretty unique in its own regard, but other than like X Games that has all those different disciplines, I mean, kind of like skating, BMX, motocross. I mean, Jackalope's super unique. It's definitely one of a kind. No one's really doing it like they're doing with all the different stuff they offer for, the public to come out and watch and for free nonetheless. You don't have to pay for a ticket. You can just go to the beach, enjoy the sunshine, and watch all the crazy action going on.
So, what's a day like for you at Jackalope Play on a Saturday? Do you qualify? Do you just have to be there for X
Mm.
amount of times? How structured is it? Because it seems super loose.
It's pretty loose. Saturday I think was just the qualifier. So I mean, didn't really have to do anything till like the evening time. So kind of just wake up, normal routine, stretch, eat some good breakfast, and just kind of mosey on down and check out whatever else is going on in the street qualifiers or some motocross, skimboarding, the high line, which was insane this year across the two hotel rooftops. That was crazy to watch. And then just kind of start practicing like an hour or so before my event, just try to get warmed up.
And just a couple other people in the finals and that were standouts. Those two young guys, the 11-year-olds from Japan and Australia or New Zealand, wherever he's from, you know who they are. Is that unique or different to see 11-year-olds competing at this level and doing the tricks that they're doing?
It's starting to become not such a rarity anymore. Ever since the Olympics or skateboarding got into the Olympics, there's been a lot of little kids, especially from Japan, because they just have crazy work ethics and they're super determined. And those kids just are blowing minds and doing tricks that haven't even been done before, or setting new standards for tricks done at like a younger age. It's just getting crazy. It's all us older kids are trying to keep up to be able to compete with all these guys. They're just little machines. They just go and go and go and go.
Little machines dropping in from the highest part of the ramp.
Yeah.
Tell us about the first time you dropped in on a big ramp.
First time dropping in on a vert ramp was at Mount Trashmore, my home skate park and vert ramp. I was pretty scared. I was the last of like my friend group to actually drop on the vert ramp. I don't think I did it till I was like 13, which says something for Huddy, the 10-year-old, going down that big roll in a jackalope doing 900s, and he got third. So I just barely squeaked away and beat him, and he's 10, and I wasn't even dropping in that till 13, just to give perspective. It's insane what kids are doing nowadays.
And you started obviously at a very young age.
Yeah, I mean, my dad is a big skateboarder, and that whole friend group that I was kind of born and raised into. So as soon as I could stand, he would just throw me like stand around on skateboards, hold the coffee table to balance, and then just as I got older, took me to skate parks and had a little ramp at our garage and just kept going. And I just fell in love with it. So I just never stopped.
You still skate with your dad?
Yeah, he doesn't skate too much anymore. He's getting older, does construction, so his body's hurting, but he'll still hop on every once in a while and still cruise the vert ramp in Virginia Beach.
So just like most kids growing up in Virginia Beach, when I got my first skateboard when I was a kid, everywhere I went, I took that skateboard. Everything I did was on a skateboard, and I took my licks. And my parents took us down to Florida on a vacation, and they took us on a tour of Daytona 500. And I had my skateboard with me, and I snuck out on the track, and I skated on one of the turns, and
No way.
yeah, and this was a long time ago. And
Yeah.
security came out and threatened to throw me in jail because I was skating on the side of the track,
Jeez, yeah, I bet.
which you
That's
couldn't do.
pretty amazing to be able to say that you've done that though.
I know, right? And the track is rough and it's
Hmm.
almost vertical, but it's nothing compared to what you guys do today. So listen, with that being said, we're going to take a short break and we're going to talk about Collin's new film called Continuity, and there is some really radical stuff in that. So stick around. More on Life Outdoors with Collin Graham. And welcome back to Life Outdoors. I'm your host, Chris Reckling. In the first segment, we got to know a little bit about Collin Graham, and he joins us now on the Zoom link from Colorado. Okay, so we talked about Jackalope and great moments for you to be able to skate in front of family and friends, but it was also the debut of a new film that you put out. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I've been working on this skate video for maybe a little over 2 years now, and I started with a friend, the filmer Evan, in Virginia Beach. And then once we kind of finally started getting our bearings with the direction it was going and everything, then I decided to move out to California. So that made it a little tougher. So there was like maybe 4 or 5 times I flew him out for like a week or 2 weeks at a time and stay at my house and just go on trips up to LA, down in San Diego, just all over the place, finding spots to skate and just keep working on it. And it took a long time, but I was super stoked to be able to premiere it at Jackalope in my hometown in front of friends and family and all the skaters that were already in town just to compete. So I was super blessed to be able to have a premiere like that.
I'm sure being a pro skater that this is critical for your success and you as a pro is getting your name out there. The videos are such a big part of skating now, and pulling off these tricks. What are we missing? Because you're trying a lot of these tricks over and over, right?
Oh yeah, this is each one of these tricks. I mean, probably took anywhere from an hour to 3 hours to do each one of these. I mean, some of them I might have got lucky on a few and done relatively quickly, but I mean, some of them are hour to 3 hour battles, and a good portion of the tricks I had to come back to the spot or to the ramp like on a different day or even like a third day to keep trying something.
And you're all over. Looks like Southern Cal. It's definitely a different terrain. You've got all these culverts. You got the pools. There's some radical stuff in there.
Yeah, definitely just all over California as much as I could, and then there's some stuff from Virginia Beach or North Carolina. And I was trying to just kind of skate outside the box because I'm used to skating just vert or competing in just vert or park. So I was trying to get out in the streets, find some cool spots, and just see what I can make out in the streets happen.
How'd you come up with the name Continuity?
I was trying to find a name for the video, and it took a while. I probably didn't settle on a name until like the week of the video premiere, but I just like it because I've been skating nonstop my whole life, and continuity is kind of just like an unbroken existence of something or process of something over a period of time, and that's basically my life with skateboarding. Once I started, I never stopped and just keep moving forward and trying to progress and push myself to do different things and just hopefully never stop as long as I stay healthy.
So, in your lifetime, the bigger ramps have come into play. There's some shots of the giant ramp. What's that like? I mean, are we just touching the edge of what can be done on those bigger ramps?
I mean, I'm trying to, do some innovative tricks that maybe have never been done before, but a lot of the pioneer guys back in the day, like Tony Hawk and all of them, I mean, they have done everything under the sun, and most of it wasn't even documented because they didn't have video cameras back then. So you never know what's been done and what hasn't, but just trying to do unique stuff and put my own style and twist on it and have fun with it at the same time.
So we just watched a trick between a transition area where like looks like half the ramp is missing. You go from one to the next. That is some brave stuff right there.
Yeah, it was pretty terrifying. That's actually at Tony Hawk's warehouse, his private ramp that is usually where I skate when I practice most of the time, and usually it's about half that distance of a gap. But another pro skateboarder, Tom Shar, was filming a video and he convinced Tony to remove two more sections, so it turned into a 16-foot gap. And I had Evan in town, and while Tom was doing that, and he was nice enough to let me come film on it also, as long as my footage came out after his, because his was like the big surprise of that. So I was thankful to be able to skate it and get a trick on it. It was definitely terrifying trying to jump over that gap, but made it work.
Well, I mean, a lot of these tricks that you're doing, first of all, are dangerous because if you land wrong, you can break something, you can get hurt, whatever it is.
Yeah.
How much does you know like being scared or being technically like, okay, I think I can do this. I mean, where do you draw the line? Because that's the thing about skating. It is, we don't know where the line is. I guess everybody has their
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, you definitely kind of just gotta find somewhere right in the middle where you're scared, but like you need to push yourself. So I mean, we kind of thrive off the fear a little bit. Everything's scary and has its risk, but it's kind of a calculated risk. Like your limits. Maybe I've done this trick in a skate park, but not at like a crusty outdoor spot like this. So I mean, you feel it out, give it a couple tries. If it feels good, stick with it. Sometimes you slam, sometimes you get back up, make it. Sometimes you're like, you know what, this is too risky, too much. Like I'm gonna call it, but it's all calculated risk. I mean, we all know what we can do and what we can handle, and if we do get hurt, that's part of it, and we're expecting that. We're willing to take the risk.
Well, you mentioned being hurt. Um, where does it hurt? I mean, it always hurts. I mean, you've broken lots of different bones. I mean, what's the life of a skater like?
uh Painful. Thankfully, I haven't done had too many injuries other than a broken wrist. But when I was younger, I tended to always hit my head. So a lot of concussions, which aren't the best, and definitely feeling the effects of those as I'm getting older. But a lot of whiplash in the neck, and there's always something anytime you go out, like roll ankle a little bit or your board just hits you in a weird way. And I mean, as I've aged the past couple of years in California, I've tried to just be super more like focused on my health and stretching a lot every day and eating a lot better and just doing everything I can to prolong like this career I have.
Well, you're a professional athlete. You have to take care of your body, body, mind,
Definitely.
and soul. You mentioned California. What's the skate scene like out there compared to Virginia Beach?
Well, Virginia Beach has an amazing skate scene and history, and I'll always love it. It's always going to be home to me, and there's plenty of skateboarders there. But San Diego or LA for that matter, just anywhere in California is kind of the place to be if you're a professional skateboarder. There's more to skate. It's where all like the pros that are. It's where the industry is, like all the big companies are. So you get more recognition just being out at a skate park. Like I can be out at Mount Trashmore every day in Virginia Beach, but no one's really gonna see it or care no matter what I do. If, like, more eyes are on me when I'm in California. Otherwise, all these people are kind of only seeing me at these contests. So if I don't do good at a contest, they're like, oh, well, he wasn't doing good. Maybe he hasn't been skating. We'll see him in a couple months. But, now these people see me all the time. So kind of getting your foot in the door and just, out of sight, out of mind. So you got to be where people are.
So you mentioned California, Virginia Beach, but you've been all around the world skating. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back with Collin Graham, we'll talk about some of the places he skated and what it's like skating around the world. Stick around, everybody. You're watching Life Outdoors. Welcome back to Life Outdoors. I'm your host, Chris Reckling. We are joined today by Collin Graham, who's joining us, professional skater. Collin Graham joining us from Colorado, out on the road with some friends looking for a place to skate. In the first segment, we talked about jackalope. Just a couple minutes ago, we showed you a little bit of your video continuity, and you touched on what it was like skating in California and in Virginia Beach. Where have you been around the world skating, and what's that been like?
I've been a few places. I still got a lot I need to check off. Haven't been to Asia or Africa yet, but Brazil, Argentina, a good bit of Europe, Australia, Canada. It's been super fun, and I love traveling, and it's opened my eyes and perspective to the world. And it's a huge culture shock going anywhere outside of America. And I recommend anyone that is willing and able to travel definitely do it because it will open your eyes to a lot of things and make you appreciate everything.
So, how big is skateboarding out of the States?
I mean, skateboarding is pretty massive. It definitely has its hot spots around the world. Like Brazil is super big, and those guys are top of the food chain, as well as Japan. And then, scattered all over Europe, there's tons of street skating and stuff like that. So, I mean, it has a very huge following and plenty of people that do it all over the world.
You mentioned street skating. You excel on the vert ramp. You also excel on street. I just
Trying.
but I just love the it's just so, I mean, individualistic. It's so creative. The things that people are doing, both ramp and street. Just take me through both of those differences and what blows you away today.
Uh, just the things that, 10 years ago seemed impossible, or even just when I started skating seemed impossible. Like everyone growing up now has a new standard they're seeing like set as a bar when they start skateboarding. So it just keeps going up and up and up in every discipline, like street, park, vert, and younger and younger kids are doing harder tricks that have never been done before. And it's just like, you don't know where the ceiling is. I wonder when it's going to cap off at some point, but it's been incredible to watch like all the creativity and the new minds come together and just put their own spin on things and see what can happen. Because that's the best part about skateboarding is, there's an unset book of rules, but really there's no rules, and you just get to go out there and have fun and express yourself through your style and creativity and just be an artist on your board. And that's what makes it so fun and freeing. You just get out there and do whatever feels natural.
Would you say that the X Games and maybe Olympics have sort of push the sport further? Is it in the Olympics? I don't even know.
It is in the Olympics. They just had their second one, um, and it definitely has pushed it. It's kind of made it more acceptable by certain countries that wouldn't have deemed it like a career or a good choice before, such as like Japan. There's some Japanese skaters, but now Japan is pretty top of the food chain, and there's new kids coming out of there. Like every month there's a contest, and I'll see a new kid I've never heard of who is better than almost everyone. And it just, once it's in the Olympics, it sets a precedent that, this can be done seriously and make money off of it. And anyone that wants to, be the best and has that work ethic can get out there and do it.
Let's we took it around the world, but let's bring it right back to where it all began for you in Virginia Beach, Mount Trashmore. We've got a little bit more from continuity. We'll show this as we talk about that. Sponsored by WRV. I mean, what can you say?
WRV.
Yeah, I mean, let's give them a shout out because they advance local surfing and skating more than anybody.
Yeah, WRV has been an amazing supporter of me, and even traveling to California, still being supported, even though I'm not like home where they are. But they pretty much fully funded this video and all my travel I go to around the world. And without them, I couldn't have made this video possible, as well as go to a bunch of contests that I've been going to. And yeah, they've just been great supporters. They're amazing local shop. I can't speak highly enough for them. They're just the best people ever. I love everyone that works there.
So we're watching some of the vert ramp there at Mount Trashmore. Derek Scott, Henry Gutierrez, some of your buddies. What's it like to skate with your friends and maybe some guys you looked up to growing up?
Skating with friends is the best, I'd love to go skate no matter if it's by myself or not, but it's always better having some friends with, just to, feed off of each other and push each other, hype each other up. And Henry, I've pretty much grown up with skating. He's a legend of Virginia Beach and Trashmore, OG professional skateboarder, along with all the Windsor Woods guys that I grew up with, like Rob Ackley and Pee Wee and Sergi Ventura, Mike Cassini, Alan Midget. There's so many big professional skateboarders that came out of Virginia Beach, and those guys all kind of helped raise me and teach me how to skate along with my dad. And just growing up skating with them has been amazing. I owe it all to those guys for showing me the ropes and teaching me the way, and I'm glad I can just kind of keep skateboarding on the map for Virginia Beach on the vert scene.
Nice shout out to the friends, the fam, the buddies. You guys push each other. It's really cool. You mentioned WRV, but you have some other really significant sponsors. Who else do you want to give a shout out to?
Embassy Skateboards are the ones that really kicked it off for me in my pro career, giving me a pro board and paying for me to go to those first like international trips all over the world for a couple of years. They are amazing, Lily Al. And then Ace Trucks, 187 Pads, ProTech, Doritos, Ghost Ship Apparel, Speed Lab Wheels. All of them have been great supporters over me the past couple of years, and just owe it all to them and all the local homies that helped shape my path along the way.
So what's up with the near future for you, Collin?
Summer contest season's kind of about to get kicked off, started. I leave to go to Prague in the Czech Republic in about 2 weeks, and then gonna kind of bop around Canada, Brazil, Utah for a few weeks, just contests back to back. So just kind of staying healthy right now and training, and then gonna get on the road and get busy for a little while.
Well, it's great to actually live your dream and push yourself and do it with friends and family and travel the world. You're living the life. We couldn't be more proud of you to represent Virginia Beach and the local skate scene. And we can't thank you enough for joining us here on Life Outdoors.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's been great talking, and just thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. Collin Graham, professional skater for Virginia Beach on this week's edition of Life Outdoors, everybody. Don't forget to go outside and live your life outdoors.